I'm delighted to welcome David Casselman, who describes himself as a recovering trial lawyer and is the founder of the Cambodia Wildlife Sanctuary. David, thank you for getting up so early at silly o'clock in the morning in California to join us. The floor is yours. Tell us about your amazing work.
Well, thank you, Ian. It's an honor really to be here today with all of you like-minded people. I live in Los Angeles, and I am a co-founder of the Cambodia Wildlife Sanctuary near Siem Reap, Cambodia, not exactly next door to me. It actually exists as a result of a remarkable partnership between myself and Mr. Sok Hong from Phnom Penh. He made it possible to work with the Cambodian government, which is always a challenge when you're working in another country. You need their cooperation. Saving remaining forests and the native animals of Cambodia became a dream of mine as I saw hectare after hectare being clear cut, both legally and unfortunately illegally. So during one of my many trips to Cambodia, I suggested the idea of creating the sanctuary. And to me, it was a huge starfish, which is a term which I should probably explain. Maybe some of you know, but it refers to an apocryphal story about a young boy on a beach at low tide. It's long been a mantra of mine when it comes to saving animals. And this young boy is on the beach, and there's starfish drying on the rocks and on the sand, and he's picking them up one by one and gently tossing them back into the water. And an old man comes up and he says, "What are you doing, son?" And the little boy turns to him and he says, I'm saving starfish. They're drying here on the rocks." And the old man looks down the beach and points to it, and he says to him, "Look down the beach. There are millions of them. You can't make a difference." And in the wisdom of youth, the little boy ignored him completely, picked up another starfish, gently tossed it in the water, and turned back with a smile. And he said, "It made a difference to that one." And I think that is really central to everything that I think about and try to do when it comes to helping animals. This simple story helps me stay on course when things look pretty dark and hopeless. And it confirms to me that we can all be the instrument of the change we want to see. So we just have to do something. And when the opportunity arose and the sanctuary actually was legally created, I of course needed help converting it from pristine jungle into a working sanctuary. And in that regard, I was blessed to have the opportunity to work with two amazing human beings, Fleck Chyler, who you'll hear from next, and her husband, Derek Thompson. They live in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and they have come down to Cambodia for years and years now to help make it into the remarkable sanctuary it is today. In fact, we're also working as partners to develop a new, and I think perhaps even more remarkable sanctuary in northern Thailand, which will be known as Eco Sanctuary Thailand. Together, we've long been dedicated to the rescue of animals, all the indigenous animals we can rescue, but most relevant for our discussions today, obviously, elephants. And recently, when we learned about the plight of Kaavan, whom I'm sure all of you have heard about, a 35-year-old bull elephant suffering alone in the Islamabad Zoo in Pakistan, we offered our help. In that effort, we were joined by a truly international team consisting of Free the Wild, which is an organization comprised of the one and only Cher, and also Mark and Gina Cowan from London. But we also worked with Four Paws, headed up by Dr. Amir, and Gentle Giants with Diane Munoz, as well as Annika Sleen, who started this ball rolling. And together, I think we proved once again it takes a village. And with that effort from all over the world, we saved Kaavan, who is, to me, the ultimate starfish. He is now absolutely at peace, in his Cambodia Wildlife Sanctuary home, a 30-acre jungle sanctuary where he can enjoy himself daily, and he's visited by other elephants from the sanctuary as they choose. But I think really important scientifically is that the dominance exerted over him and the stereotypic behavior he exhibited daily stopped almost immediately after he arrived at CWS. If I can share my screen, I'll try and show you a short video about how he looks in the rescue, how it occurred. Let's see if I can do this. This is how he looked in Islamabad. We transported him, flew him, transported him again. This is from Siem Reap, now on the road to the sanctuary. And here he is today. And he suffers a lot. In the afternoons, he just has to take a nap. And this is his vantage point. We're very proud of what we've been able to accomplish.